Baltimore Ravens offense was already scary enough as is, but adding this to it makes it even scarier. And that's Zay Flowers taking his game to yet another level. We know for the past couple of years, Zay Flowers has been a huge part of everything that the Baltimore Ravens have done on offense. Zay Flowers is a cut-up king. He'll catch that ball and he'll run 20 different ways, but he will get that yak. And that's something that the Baltimore Ravens offense had needed for years. We needed more people that could get the yards after the catch, and that's something that Zay Flowers certainly specializes in. He is a big-time playmaker for the Ravens, and he has allowed the Baltimore Ravens and helped with the Baltimore Ravens when it's come to the development of their own wide receivers, because for so many years, we were used to the Ravens, oh, they got to go out and sign this guy. They got to go out and sign that guy. And they could still do that, and they still have done that. But with Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, they've shown that they can develop their own in-house players and first-round draft picks at that. But then, when I saw this video from Gold Feet that was Zay Flowers just running routes, catching passes from Tyler Huntley, shout out to Snoop, but I was like, whoa, hold up. That's the same Zay Flowers that we've been seeing the past couple years, because, again, with Zay Flowers, he's like Shady McCoy, but at wide receiver, because he'll cut up, he'll shake you quick. But when he added this, it looks like he added an element of speed to his game. Zay Flowers, and let me know, rewind the video if you need to watch it again, but it looks like Zay Flowers, in my opinion, is even faster, and that's scary, man. That's real scary, because he already had a good amount of speed. But if he added even more speed to his game, that can make him that much more dangerous. Because Zay Flowers was already a receiver that the route running is on point. The hands, they're on point too. But if he adds an element of speed, because he was already fast, because get this, if Zay Flowers in the open field, nobody going to catch him. But if he gets even faster on top of that, that would be a nightmare, man. That would be a nightmare, because that would allow him to get even more separation from cornerbacks when they're trying to cover him. Because, again, as an excellent route runner, that gives you all the separation in the world. But if you're an excellent route runner and you fast on top of that, that's just downright nasty. Now, something Zay Flowers said earlier this offseason, maybe about a month ago, there was a video of him driving around in the car. And I guess he been seeing everything that fans been saying about him. Because there was that one tweet that somebody put out. It was funny, but they were like, oh, Zay Flowers after he catches the ball. And they put all these arrows going this way, that way, that way, this way, and doing all that stuff. And I guess Zay Flowers, he done caught wind of that. And he said, all right, I ain't cutting up no more. I ain't cutting no more. I'm running straight all year. No more cutting up.
Even straight. No more cutting.
Zay Flowers, like, he gonna still cut up. Because that's his thing. That's something that makes him who he is. That's something that makes him special as a playmaker for the Baltimore Ravens. So we know he's going to continue to do his thing. But, again, when you add him cutting up, plus this newfound level of speed that it seems that he's acquired, that's downright nasty and it's unfair. Now we have my favorite part of the videos where we feature questions from you. Send me an email at teamkeepitclean@gmail.com if you want to take part in it. Or if you want to become a Team Keep It Clean patron and support the channel a little extra, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. Let's get into this first question that came from my guy, Frank. He said, hello. What's up, Frank? He said, I'm a huge Baltimore Ravens fan, and I watch your channel often. I really appreciate the content. Frank, thank you. Thank you very, very much. He said, my question is, what's going to be the key for us to finally get it done and win the Super Bowl this year? I know in your past videos you've said we just got to do it, but surely there's got to be something we need to be working on this year. He said, I'm optimistic due to our current roster and the fact that we've really been putting in all the missing pieces, so to speak. But it seems we always fall short right towards the end during the playoffs, and I'm ready for a win. He said, thanks again for the content and doing what you're doing. God bless. Hey, I appreciate that, Frank. Thank you. Obviously, yeah, it is just them getting it done. But the biggest thing with the Baltimore Ravens has been their mentality. It's been their mentality in the playoffs. It's been their mentality in the postseason. It's been their mentality when it all just comes to finishing the job. They've had the team, especially these past couple of years. They got the team again this year. But playoff, obviously, you got to get it done in the regular season first. But their mentality in the playoffs, it has got to change. Their execution in the playoffs, it has got to change. They obviously all know, hey, playoffs, it's a different atmosphere. It's win or go home. It's do or die. Like, this is it. Ain't no coming back next week. They all know that. So that's you ain't even got to talk about that. But they need to really be able to just, in the moments, in those key moments in the games, they got to get over that mental hurdle. They got to get over that mental hump. On offense, they can't be turning the ball over. And they got to you are always, especially these past couple of years, you're always one of the best offenses in the NFL. Always. One of the best, most diverse offenses in the league. Most versatile, all that. They got so many different weapons. But in the playoffs, it's like they take some of the gas off. Don't take the gas off. You got to run it up, man. And then on defense, again, they've been playing pretty well overall, but let's force some turnovers. Regular season, we be forcing turnovers like crazy. But postseason, it gets a little quiet, so let's force some turnovers. But it's all about finishing, man. It's about finishing. So executing from a coaching standpoint, from the personnel and the player standpoint, they just got to play more complete, sound football. Seeing the vision. Next question came from my guy, Jay. He said, Ingraven, hope you and the family are healthy and blessed. I'm liking the intro with the old Dipset style. Oh, I love it, man. My guy, Ryan from Flock Rundown, he got it, man. And shout out to Simply for putting it together, man. They perfect, man. I love it. He said, shout out to the guys who made it for you. Now on to the business. Likely has allegedly been offered an extension. He said, and that was covered in our last video. Make sure you watch it if you haven't. He said, if Likely takes the offer, who do you think is the more likely, probable person to get an extension? Andrews or Kohler? Oh, Charlie Kohler. Charlie Kohler for sure. I would love to keep everybody, but I would definitely say it's probably Charlie Kohler because his extension will be a lot lower. Now, with that extension that Likely was apparently offered, I don't think he'll take it. I don't think he'll take that deal. I think he'll want more because the market is different now, and on free agency, he'll be able to get more. So if it is the $13 million, like has been reportedly offered, I don't think Likely going to take that. But anyway, he said, I can see a scenario where all three get extensions, and I can see a scenario where only two get extensions. The EDC doesn't want to turn a position of strength into a position of weakness, and he loves keeping good, young talent. What do you think? Yeah, I don't see them keeping both Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely because on the open market, both of them will be able to get paid. Now, my guy Nitrate, he made a really good point that I didn't think about. I said, ooh, that's kind of scary right there. He said, if they do extend Isaiah Likely, which we expect them to do, and if Mark Andrews does walk, which a lot of us expect him to after this season, I mean, it'd be nice if they could keep all three. It'd be a beautiful thing. Oh, that'd be great. But I just don't see it happening because of the business. He said he could see Mark Andrews, especially if Travis Kelce retired. Because he's been talking about retirement for the past couple of years. He could see Mark Andrews going to the Chiefs. What would y'all think about that? Does one got to go? Next question came from my guy Matthew. He said, what's up, Ingraven? First off, I hope you and everyone on Team Keep It Clean are doing well. I appreciate that, man. He said, this isn't the best thing, LOL, but I've been doing some thinking, and I'm admiring what EDC has done with the DB room. I mean, Jair and Awuzie are cornerback 3 and 4, but that leads to my question. If Marlo is CB1 and Nate is CB2, that means Jalen Armour-Davis and TJ Tampa are CB 5 and 6, and we just drafted 2 more corners in Bilal Cone and Robert Longerbeam. It makes me wonder something. We have wondered for a while if the Ravens are going to cut Jalen Armour-Davis. That's a tricky one. He said, personally, I really like Jalen Armour-Davis, and I know we can never have enough depth, especially in the secondary, but I'm curious to your thoughts on this. Appreciate your time and reading this long message, and just like the rest of the NFL will be next year when the Ravens win the Super Bowl. I'm out. Appreciate that, Matt, and I hope you end up being right. We all hope you end up being right. That's a really good question because that is a lot of cornerbacks. And every time we talk about the secondary, we mention everybody who you just mentioned, but we always forget about the 2 rookies, and that's my apology. That's on me. My apologies to them and to all of y'all as well, because we always forget to mention them as well because they're here. Now, I could see a scenario where they get stashed. With Jalen Armour-Davis, it's tricky because with him, they've been playing around with him at safety too. So that could be a way to sort of solidify his spot. And that could be him trying to solidify his spot too on the right. He's like, hey, and I'm sure he's probably like this already, but hey, whatever y'all want to do, whatever y'all want to try with me, hey, I'm game for it. Like, let's get it. Y'all want me to play safe? Okay, no problem. You want me to play corner? Okay, yeah, no problem. So I'm sure he's willing to do whatever because he knows it's a business, man. He really does. And shout out to him because I was somebody who last year I thought that they were going to release him. I thought they were going to release him and Pepe Williams. They released Pepe Williams, but they kept Jalen Armour-Davis. I think that they really, really value him. I believe he's on the last year of his contract, I believe. But they really, really value him because they've given him a lot of chances to remain with the team despite having all these corners and whatnot. So I think training camp is really going to decide what they do. If they end up stashing some people, which they're going to have to do, because they're not going to keep, 7, 8 corners that they got. I don't even know how many cornerbacks they got. They got a lot, but they ain't going to keep all of them. So I could see some possible stashes coming up. But who will it be? I I think training camp going to decide that. This question came from Coach G's Corner. He said, what's good, Ingraven? What's up, Coach? He said, pray all is well with you and the family as usual. Thank you for being the leader of the Ravens content community. Oh, no, that is not a role that I will accept at all. I'm not the leader of anything. But I appreciate you watching, though. He said, with that being said, how satisfied are we with the depth on the defensive line so far? Definitely would love to add some interior depth. What do you think? Yeah, that's a sneaky position of need, and that's actually something that we talked about a couple of videos ago when we projected the Baltimore Ravens' next signing. Y'all can check that video out too. But because on our defensive line, we got Nnamdi Madubuike. You can move him interior and on the exterior of the defensive line. We got Travis Jones, interior defensive lineman. We got John Jenkins. We just drafted Aeneas Peebles, so he's a rookie. But other than that, yeah, there's not much depth there. So when we talked about that, we talked about how they could add some more bodies to the defensive line. Because I think that they may actually do that. Because, there's a lack of depth there. So, and he also said, do you think Teddy Buchanan will end up being linebacker too and overtaking Simpson at that spot? If I had to say right here, right now, I would say no. I think they will want to go with somebody who got a little more experience. And I know with Trenton Simpson, it didn't go so well last year initially. But if I had to choose right here, right now, I would say Trenton Simpson ends up getting the job. I don't think they're going to want to put a rookie out there as a starter at inside linebacker next to Roquan Smith. But at the same time, they could because they got a rookie starter next to Kyle Hamilton. So it ain't like out of the realm of possibilities that a rookie ends up being a starter. But I wonder if Harbaugh would want to sort of limit the rookies that they have that are starters on both offense and defense. But something to think about. He said, I think Simpson is more of a blitz package kind of guy, not a full-time starter from what I've seen thus far. Should we add Jermaine Pratt to the... this was before he got signed to the Raiders, I guess. And he said, lastly, we are the teams with all the sexy names this year. I have some anxiety with that because on paper, we look as good as we have been in the Lamar era. But can we make it work on the field? That's what I'm wrestling with as a fan. But why? Think about why does that make you wrestle with it as a fan? Go to last year. Even go to the year before we even had Derrick Henry. Before we even got a lot of the sexy names. We had Odell Beckham Jr. We had Lamar. We had Odell Beckham Jr. Rashad Bateman was still development. Zay Flowers was a rookie. Isaiah Likely was like younger, less experienced. We had Mark Andrews too. And how did that offense perform? They did phenomenal. They were amazing. Then you go forward another year, and they added a big sexy name in Derrick Henry. And you see how he fit in seamlessly. It was a flawless transition with him going from the Titans to the Ravens. Super, super smooth. And another thing, I'm sure you mentioned in DeAndre Hopkins as well this year. We saw with Lamar Jackson, we saw with the Ravens offense how, and we mentioned it at the top of this video, where we talked about how they've taken another level when it's come to the development of their own wide receivers. We see Zay Flowers. We see Rashad Bateman, how them boys acted out last year. They wasn't messing around. And Ravens can say, we did that. We drafted that. We developed that. We made that happen. And then when they added somebody like Anthony Miller too, they had somebody like a Tylan Wallace. That's another one. The Ravens can say, we did that. But those guys contributed. We saw Steven Sims too. He came in late. They got him toward the end of the season. But I say all that to say that you saw what we did with some names that are not considered so sexy. And they came in and they contributed. It was a smooth transition. So imagine with somebody like a DeAndre Hopkins now, how smooth the transition can be and how much he can be a part of Baltimore Ravens offense. So again, Lamar, Todd Monk, and this offense, they've shown that they can add pieces and they can build a chemistry with them as well. So why wouldn't they be able to make it work on the field? I think it just makes too much sense that they can, and they should be. He said, a lot of questions, but I respect your opinion, so I had to get these off to you to hear what you think. And he said, hashtag Ravens flock for life. Appreciate you, Coach. Trying to be us. Next question came from my guy, Nicholas. He said, hey, Ingraven, hope this email finds you blessed. I appreciate you, my friend. He said, I just wanted to say, do you think it's more funny or more annoying that the Steelers always make a move like us right after us? I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence. I mean, the Ravens actually said a long time ago that they modeled what they do after the Steelers. But with this, they in the AFC North. So they're going to play each other at least two times a year. It could be 3. Like last year was 3. There been years before where it's been 3, but they're going to play each other at least 2 times a year. So, yeah, you're going to try to counter what people in your division do. So, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think there's anything wrong with it either. He said, we got Jair Alexander, and they went and got Jalen Ramsey. Now, there was actually talk of them being interested in Jalen Ramsey way before we even got Jair Alexander. But anyway, he said there were also other moves that they made that either seemed to counter or mimic the moves that we made. Also, do you think Chidobe Awuzie will be the silent assassin of our secondary? He said, I personally do. Ooh, that'd be a nice surprise. I think he'll be a contributor, a nice tackler, a physical guy. As long as he stay healthy, that's it. Stay healthy, and the sky's the limit for just everybody. He said, God bless you, and I hope you and both our channel are blessed. Hey, I appreciate you saying our channel because that's exactly what it is.